I've heard you say that that don't worry, it'll get bigger if I ignore a feeling that I'm...
Well, to be really accurate, whatever you focus on gets bigger. Whatever it is, wanted or unwanted, whatever you're focused upon gets bigger because your point of attraction gains momentum.
Right, okay. So would I be correct in saying that if I have a disease process of going, something that's happening in my body, a diagnosis, it is something that I've ignored. It was small to begin with. I ignored how I was feeling, and that it grew bigger and bigger and bigger until it got my attention. Is that accurate?
Give us a little more. What do you mean, is it accurate to say? In other words, are you saying if something's completely not realized by you, can it get bigger?
I'm saying, for instance, I have an injured knee, and I'm assuming that this didn't just come out of thin air. It came out of me blocking my energy there for years.
So it's really helpful, rather than trying to figure out how I got to this place that I don't want to be, to stand in this place, and as things happen that make you realize, I don't prefer this, I would prefer this, then do your best to think about what it is that you are preferring. Now, that sounds easy to do. It isn't exactly easy to do. That's why we're using a new terminology. For a while we have been. Look for easy existing matches. Rather than saying, my knee hurts, I want a knee that feels better. Well, asking for a knee that feels better while you've got an active vibration going on that my knee hurts doesn't get you anywhere. It just practices the tug of war. It practices both ends of the stick at the same time. But when you realize that the discomfort of the hurting knee has caused you to launch rockets of desire. So the request is already in. Step 1 has already taken place. Step 2 is already underway too, because your inner being knows what your path of most allowance to that recovery is. So your work is whatever it takes to keep you in the best feeling place, which usually is not trying to figure out what to do about your knee. It's looking for the benefit in other things. It's looking for the benefit where you can find it. It's looking for the good feeling where you can find it. Or you could be more specific. You could say, well, I remember when that didn't feel so good, and now that's gone, and that didn't feel so good, and that's gone. Your bodies are so responsive to this vibrational frequency. And if you can accept, hear it, we're going to speak it bluntly, boldly, loudly. Your inner being knows what you want and knows how to call the behavior from the cells of your body to accomplish it. And if you're not in the way, then it happens. Now, what puts you in the way? Worrying about it, fussing about it. We don't mean to say that the path of least resistance may be completely without some sort of action. We do mean to say that you cannot find the path of least resistance until you have less resistance. And worrying about something is not the path of least resistance. We touched on this earlier when we said you could be sick and be happy, because the condition does not need to dictate your vibration. And if the condition does not dictate your vibration, then your point of attraction is free to be whatever you want it to be. Now, there's a sort of mastery in that. Almost nobody doesn't notice when they've got a throbbing toe. You just do, but you don't have to. And the more you reach for easy existing matches, then the more you'll be able to connect the dots and see the improvement as it happens.